Christmas.tv, Christmas podcast. Hello. The Christmas.tv, Christmas podcast. Fans of Goemon. And Canada. Fans of Goemon. Permanent residence Canada. And I'm here to play this game. Mysticalninja starring Goemon for the Nintendo 64. I'm here to play this game. Mysticalninja starring Goemon for the Nintendo 64.
Alright, you're free to go whenever.
Audio? Hold up, maybe we should fix that. Double audio? Hold up, maybe we should fix that.
Thought that was me.
Turn off my mic. Oh, okay. Turn off my mic. Oh, okay. That's not gonna work. Wait, that's not gonna work. I don't know how to work the D, so I don't know how to work the D, so I need instructions. Should I just mute myself in the thing? Should I just mute myself in the thing?
Yeah. It's fine. Try muting yourself. It's fine.
All right. All right. All right. So now I'm only talking to the stream, not talking to the D. Is this no longer double audio for the stream? Please let me know. It's good now? All right. Sounds good. Alright, I guess we'll get started. Yeah. So just as a preface, I didn't do like any practice at all for this run. I didn't practice commentary. It's gonna just raw. It's gonna be a good time, funny run, and we're all gonna have a good time playing Mysticalninja starring Goemon. Sound good? Sound good. Alright, let's do it. Yeah. Time starts on reset in this game, so we gotta bend over here. Say speed run. That's true, I did kind of a grind band K, yeah. Alright, so I have a controller pack plugged in for like two reasons. One, I want to be able to save the game because it's a marathon run. And two, I'm gonna be going for Tai-Samba skip, maybe like 30 minutes or so into the run, which is a one frame trick that saves 4.5 minutes. But if we don't get it, it's fine. But yeah, it's Mysticalninja starring Goemon. Picked this game up in 2016. Been running for like 8 years on and off. I'm gonna jump in the sign, and now I'm on top of the ceiling. Simple as that. This game has a lot of glitches in case you're unfamiliar with it. It's one of the biggest appeals of the game. Also has one of the best soundtracks in the N64. I've always said like the two best soundtracks on the N64 are this game and then Goemon's Great Adventure, the other Goemon game. So I'll also be doing, see here, these edge runs. Whenever you run against a wall in this game, you save a few frames. But sometimes it's better to take the perfect line, so you don't do it all the time. And we're going straight to Wedo Castle. We're skipping this like whole sequence where like you get the chain pipe, do a whole bunch of other stuff, but we don't need that. We got glitches. And I'm gonna sit here and farm money for not that long, actually. In the old days, you used to farm a lot of money in here, but the money routes changed a little bit, so we're gonna like split up the money grind a little bit. I'm basically just getting enough that I need for the early game, and the money is 100% required for progression, much like it is in most Goemon games, actually. Alright, we're done. I'm gonna go over here, get this key, and take a skillful fall into the pit. The thing you notice about this game is it's kind of similar to the hit video game Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, but this game came out a full year before Ocarina of Time, and then of course Zelda ripped off everything. Alright, this room's a defeat all. I just got bop free. Now it's all messed up. But I've recovered skillfully. There's a few rooms like this in the run we have to take out every enemy. There's some of the more fun rooms. And yeah, right now we're in a Wedo Castle. We're jamming. I desperately have to remember I'm not doing 100%, I'm not doing low percent, I'm doing 80%. I've run a lot of different categories for this game. And I also have not run this game recently, so we'll be fighting lots of different types of muscle memory. We'll also think about stuff to talk about, Also find the fact I haven't played the game in 10 trillion years. Alright, this is a unique room. This is a defeat 5 room. If you time your Rio shot correctly on the tiles, you can actually skip the animation of that key spawning. But I did not do it correctly, of course. I'm also taking out enemies along the way to get more money. There's not a lot of RNG in this run. It's mostly just drops and like a few boss things that are pretty inconsequential in the grand scheme of things. This is another defeat all room. This one went way better than the first one. So the objective of the run, I guess, is to get the 4 miracle items by beating the 4 castles, because it's the only way to access the last castle at the end of the game. So even though this is an 80% run, I guess it's kind of long compared to a lot of other glitched N64 runs. I'm sure there's like a million things I'm supposed to be talking about that I forgot to mention. I just, assume is like everyone knows about this. But you can play as multiple different characters. Right now we have Goemon, we also have Abyssamaro, but there's no point switching to Abyssamaro currently because Goemon has the Rio hover, which is what allows him to like hover over gaps. So we've been playing as Goemon for a while. But you play about as all the characters like kind of equally. I did a little bit of a baby Mokuri slash there. It's a preview of what's to come. Yeah, even though I haven't played this game in a long time, it's pretty easy to just like, autopilot it, muscle memory it. This is the first like real trick of the run, chain pipe skip. I'll of course be going for setupless chain pipe skip, which saves 2 seconds. We got it. Alright, let's go. If I don't get it, I just do a backup, waste like 4 seconds. But that trick, like when people like learn this game, they'll get to that trick and they'll be like, what the hell do I do here? And they'll just quit the game. Like the first trick where you like get on top of the skybox by getting on the sign, that's really easy. The chain pipe skip has a little bit of nuance to it. But yeah, we're gonna make our way to the boss next. Oedo is honestly relatively glitch-free. The castle we're in right now, Oedo Castle. We'll be doing a trick called a Baron Skip coming up, which I hope I remember the visual cue for. But if I don't get it, it's fine. There's no, like, absolutely required trick in this run except for a trick called Benkei Skip, and I guess Taisamba Skip, but... Alright. So I'm gonna zoom in the camera here, get to the left of Benkei. I'm gonna count the A button presses. I think I've already lost count. Is it right here? Oh, it is. Let's go. That skips the talk with the Baron. So you kind of have to move without seeing your guy. Alright, we're gonna fight Congo, first boss of the run. Congo's all about the skillful hits. You can hit him early, but it doesn't actually do any damage, so you kind of have to time it. This is also where I'd be taking damage for a death warp later on the run, but it's possible I just save and reset if I get Taisamba skip, so I don't actually have to take damage. You're supposed to skip that laser cycle, but I missed one of the last hits, so we're gonna lose 2 seconds here. This guy is pretty easy, but at a high level, it's early to like hit too early or hit too late and lose precious frames, or miss activating the laser cycle like I just did. See, I just hit too early there. Just spin around. It's possible to do this boss without activating any lasers at all, but it's very hard. Two more hits. And he explode. We get our first miracle on the Miracle Moon. We get Moon Jump. There's a little bit of a Moon Jump. We've also rescued the Lord of Oedo and Princess Yuki. And yeah, I think I'll drop a save here. I gotta like remember to drop some safety saves. I do have like backup saves prepped from a long time ago that are on a different route, but we have those if need be. What else to talk about with this game? I would say this is probably one of, if not the hardest speedruns I know at a very high level, because there's just so many tricks and glitches, and most of them are one frame. Now, obviously, it's an N64 game, so yeah, it's kind of easy to hit the one framers, but there's like so many of them. Like this game hits you in volume of tricks rather than like any one individual trick actually being that hard. But for a marathon run, you know, it's chill. It doesn't really matter too much. Unless I accidentally soft lock, which is completely possible in this game. Anyways, you can hold down the map button to despawn everything in the game, which I'm doing right now. It's supposed to be water here. Let go map, the map button comes back. It's a pretty cool glitch, eh? But you can't do it in every screen. You can mostly only do it in outside areas, otherwise when you try and enter a door, the game will soft lock. So I have to be very careful not to hold map glitch in a screen where you're not supposed to hold map glitch. That's probably the #1 concern about doing this in a marathon run, is like I'm autopiloting, I'm talking about something, I hold map glitch in the wrong room, and it's just completely over. Because you can't like fix it unless you have a way to go out of bounds. You don't have in this run till like the half-hour mark or so. But yeah, anyways, it's going so far. Well, so far. Again, this is like pure autopilot. Let's try and talk about whatever. And hope 8 years of muscle memory carries. See, a little bit more map glitch. You can map glitch this screen, I think, but it messes up the camera. It's not really worth it. You mostly just map glitch to set up other glitches, or maybe to like despawn enemies so it's easier to take a line, or to reduce lag, things like that. Or in the case of this next screen, we're going to skip the first impact fight by holding map glitch the entire time. Of course, one of the things you have to do when you run this game, which is hard to do when I'm talking, is change the weapon to the music. Try and get a little bit of a jam. Right there you can do a slope jump, which saves like 2 or 3 seconds, but no one knows how slopes in this game work, so I don't do it. Focus on the jam. I made it. Oh yes. So the reason I'm playing on the Japanese version, by the way, is a lot of the glitches you see here only work on Japanese, like map glitch, that's fixed on North American. And also some other weird stuff. Some other stuff works differently, but it's mostly map glitch. And map glitch is a very powerful tool which saves a lot of time. You can skip this dude without map glitch, but you have to like jump on a slope, and it's really bad, but it's also allowed in glitchless, which is a category I don't run. You don't gotta worry about that though. Bad audio cue going to the door. And now we're gonna meet our third party member, Lady Yai, the Kunoichi. It's the first of, well, this is the second, I guess, of many dialogue sequences in the game. This is a game where you can only mash dialogue with one button, the A button. Back when I was tryharding this game, I had like visual cues for when to actually start the mash on every text box. Those days are behind us now. You can lose a lot of time from text mashing in this game. Something I noticed when I watch Shaft run this game. You might know from DKC3 fame. Alright, now we're going into Benkei skip. Hardest trick in the game. I would be dropping a save here normally in the optimal route, but I'm not gonna bother. Which I guess I'll explain later. Let's just hope it's not, like, completely embarrassing. So I'm gonna have to do a very precise trick on this ladder. Now we got a second try, because we're nice. And we're up. So that trick right there, that's the reason why I quit this game for like the first like year and a half of running it. That's trick right there, even though I got like second try, is probably the hardest trick I've ever had to learn in any speedrun ever. It's not the hardest trick to get like consistently in runs now once you learn it, but the actual like learning process took so long. You have to do a very precise flick on your joystick, you have to press the B button at the right time. You kind of have to go in with the right camera. Grab the rock. There's a lot going into a trick that happens very fast. If you play the game for 8 years, maybe you too can be consistent at it. Alright, so now we're gonna go to the dragon. Oh yeah, this screen is super duper laggy if you're not holding down map glitch. In fact, I'm gonna show you. Look at the game. Well, it doesn't really chug at this point. But if you like release it early, it chugs so much. But this is like the laggiest screen in the game, so you normally see that in 100% because you have to get a fortune doll, which are like the heart containers in this game. Yeah, Redshifter, like if you mess up the trick, you'll go out of bounds. That's like you have to have a precise like angle, which is related to your camera going in. It's a whole mess. But we're past it. Now it's time for the dragon. And yeah, the infamous dragon tech skip, which saves like 15 seconds, which I'm almost certainly not gonna get. Because it's one frame, it's also the most annoying tech skip in the run, because you're like walking into it instead of just waiting for dialogue to happen. And also these enemies you see spawn in the dragon are randomly generated. So sometimes the enemy can just like hit you right before you do the tech skip. But we'll go for it, of course. I'm going for like everything in this run, obviously. As long as I drop some safety saves and hopefully don't soft lock, we'll be okay. Press it right here. Oh my god, I got it. You gotta be you gotta be kidding me. Ain't no way, man. Oh my god. I honestly consider this like one of the hardest tricks in the entire run to get consistent. It's not, I mean, anyone can do. You just walk in, press the frame at the right, press the button at the right time, but that's really funny that I got it. But yeah, if you get the tech skip, actually, there's supposed to be like music that plays here. Yeah, if you get the tech skip, it's just the music. So for this boss, it doesn't matter when you hit him as long as you get 1 hit per cycle. So like I can just wait here and hit him like that. It doesn't lose any time. Also, you want to be very careful not to get hit by the balls here. Otherwise, it's going to like put you in like a glitch state and you're just going to fall off the dragon. You have to redo the entire fight. Just like, you know, it's like, why is he moving so far away? It's because you got to be very careful here. Take the balls very seriously. Respect the balls. Now we're through. It's a pretty good run, honestly. Now we're gonna be into another dialogue sequence. We're gonna be talking to a Koryuta who's gonna give us the flute. I guess I could talk a little bit about the story of the game. The story of the game is that some Western invaders have come to Japan and have used their instant stage beam to turn all of Japan into a glorious musical performance where they're the stars. And Goemon and crew have to restore Japan from the Western invaders. Something like that. And right now Koryu's talking about, I think it's the kids and ghost toys were kidnapped, something like that. I did play this game when I was a kid, but then I played it again for the second time in a race with LCC. about 8 years ago, right before I learned the run. This game is a great like race game, great first play game. It's honestly a very like forgiving and easy and chill game. I watched Blunt's casual run like what was like a year ago at this point. Maybe not that long ago. It's only if you try and speedrun it at a very high level does it become hard. Even at like a not high level, this game's kind of chill because you don't need every trick. All right, I'm gonna go back into this town just to set the warp point. And now we're gonna climb the Great Compura Mountain in order to get a required item, the Fire Rio, which is only absolutely 100% needed for one screen in the game, but it's a little bit useful in a few other screens. This is one of the pure movement areas of the run. Gotta have nice lines, climbing the staircase. If you're really good, you can do like edge run jumps, but I don't do those. But the task does. Speaking of which, the tasking, the two tasks for this game are pretty good, 80%, 100%. They're done by someone named Match, who has been tasking this game for like a decade at this point, and also found like 90% of the tricks in this game. So shouts to Match. Deposit $5 in the donation box, which you can do right now at home if you so choose, and get the Fire Rio. Can you believe I didn't practice this commentary at all? It's so natural. All right, here are other characters. Switch past Debbie for the time being. Go straight to Yai because Yai has the flute, which allows us to warp. I think we're going here. Yeah, we are. Yai's main purpose is going to be to use the flute. You can beat this game without obtaining the flute. It's called low percent, which is the last category I ran, which is, it's basically just 80% except you don't do any warps. But she'll also have some other purposes, which I'll hopefully explain when we get there. Alright, toast the song. So now we're going to go to this section just to get a story trigger to get a power-up that's essential for beating the game. This song's pretty good. I'm doing a glitch called a time stop coming up here, which is pretty easy. I'm just going to use the flute next to a ladder and cancel out of it, and then it stops time. You think this glitch should be used a lot more often, but it's really just here. This is to stop the bridge from falling down, which also creates a ton of lag. And because I didn't have the flute when I did my low percent run, I actually just fell here because I beefed the no time stop strat and lost a full minute. That was a good part of my speed run. Yeah, just a little bit more up here. Make it to the coffee shop, which will also be a warp point when we come back here later. Talk to this guy. You can also talk to the other guy, but this guy has faster text. And now I'm going to Oweto. Alright, sounds good. The only, like, thing I did to prepare for this run was I just quickly ran through the game and wrote down which spots I'm warping to, so I don't, like, go to the wrong area. And kind of just, like, you know, have, like, a sanity check for, like, okay, let's make sure I'm actually doing this all correctly. It has been a truly hot minute. Alright, switch back to Goemon here. Map glitch again. And we're gonna make our way to Festival Village, which is supposed to be a late game area, but we're gonna be doing it pretty early in the speedrun. Supposed to make it up there, but I failed. Gotta release map glitch at the correct time here to line up the platform cycles correctly. Now we're in this deep dank cave. So in this category, you don't have what's known as the Abyssomar slide at this point in the run, which is probably one of the most powerful glitches. If you do have the Abyssomar slide, you can actually slide through a wall to skip this whole platforming sequence, but it's actually faster to delay getting the Abyssomar power-up because you go to the main hub area, Zazen Town, one last time. That was part of the a reroute I came up with around like maybe 2017, 2018. Alright, you don't want to fall there, otherwise you lose like 45 seconds. And coming up, it's going to be the first Mokri slash of the run, which saves like nothing, but I'll go for it, of course. Do I even remember the visual cue for this? Is it here? Alright, we got the baby one. The baby one is still time positive. I think it saves 1 second, but ideally you go all the way into the door. But like, if we got the baby slash, that means we hit the frame, but we were in the wrong spot. Quick safety save here. It's been a while. And we're gonna be coming up with a much more meaningful Mokri slash, the Mount Fear slash, which saves like 20-25 seconds. And if I have to do the backup strat, there's a chance I soft lock if I beef it, which is why I safety saved. This is, once you're past Benkan, I guess past Dragon Test, this is probably the next, like, critical trick of the run. Just because it saves so much. Let's see. Okay, we did not go out of bounds. We're good. Easy Mount Fear slash. And then we have another long dialogue sequence. So now we're talking to the witch. You're supposed to do this way later in the game, but this is the story trigger in order to get access to the mermaid minigame for Lady Yi. Mermaid is a required power-up because it lets you enter Gourmet Submarine, which is one of the 4 castles, and like I said earlier, you need to beat all 4 castles to get all 4 miracle items because it's the only known way to access the end of the game. And this is also, it costs $300 to summon the Wise Man, which is why we need to do a little bit of money grinding early. But we'll be doing most of the money grinding in the upcoming dungeon. The new money route's actually relatively new. New is new, yeah. It was actually found by Karine Poon, who runs Super Mario 64, and is really, really good at the game. They also ran this and found like a bunch of strategy improvements. As far as what's happening in the story in this sequence, the Wise Man's, depending which version you're playing, either his car magazines or his a certain other type of magazine got destroyed when his house got destroyed. And he's lamenting that fact, I think. And we're done talking. Go for another Mokri slash here. This one I always miss. Oh, we got it. This one doesn't save too much, because if you don't get it, you just take the warp back. And I'm gonna save again, because for this next one, even if I play perfectly, there's a chance the game soft locks. That would be the infamous waterfall mermaid crash. This saves a little bit out of the way, but it has to be done. Alright, this is gonna be the last time I save at an inn in my route, I think. But hopefully we get past Waterfall. So, no one knows exactly why it happens, but there's about a say a 5 to 10% chance that in this next mini game, the game just soft locks and there's nothing you can do. And it only happens on the Japanese version as well. And it's pretty annoying when you're actually on a good run. You have like a half hour, 45 minutes, depending on the category into your run. It's like, oh, game just soft locked, nothing you can do. There's no known techniques to avoid it from happening. You just gotta hope it doesn't happen. The game itself is pretty easy. we're just gonna mash. We're actually gonna be holding down the A button, mashing every other button. That's also a tech I found in this game. So right now, I'm just holding down the A button, I'm mashing like the D-pad, the B button, the R button, it doesn't matter. Every button I input counts as an A button press as long as I hold down the A button. So it's super easy. And we're out, did not crash. We're good. And now we're going to Festival, that's right. Yeah. So we've already done Oedo Castle, right? Goemon Submarine Castle will be coming up next. That's supposed to be the 4th dungeon, the last dungeon. If you're going in order, we'll be doing it second. And it's because we don't actually need Abyssumaru's slide for the dungeon, is the main reason. Because like I said, we're trying to avoid going back to Zazen Town, which is where you get the power-up. To avoid, yeah, revisiting. Yeah, this run's actually been going extremely well. I'm very surprised. I've hit, like, every trick. I mean, you know, had some slop in some rooms, but obviously I've been safety saving. Coming up will be button skip. This one I'm almost certainly not going to get. I'm going to try and go through the wall by hitting a Mokuri Slash. I guess I haven't even talked about Mokuri Slashes that much, but anyways. This one's all about getting the right positioning. Is it here? It is not there. It is not there. Let's try to go a little bit further forward. I'll give this one actual real attempt before giving up. Alright, I missed the frame for that one. We try again. One more attempt. That was the right position, though. Alright, last real attempt. Last attempt. Alright, we got it. Honestly, well, it's probably loses a few seconds, but this trick saves a lot of time. Normally what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to like swim into the ocean, go hit the button, and it takes a long time. But hitting the one frame Mokuri, and also transforming into a mermaid at the right time as the camera is spinning, you're able to go through the wall and skip the whole sequence of the button. Button skip is like the trick I worked on for like on and off for like maybe 2 years trying to find a good setup for it before I finally came up with that. And it saves like 8 seconds over the standard Mokuri where you just try and Mokuri towards the button. Also, this screen I'm in right now is one of the most movement heavy screens in the game, the swimming. I'm doing the wrong swimming right now. I meant to talk about trying to minimize the pumps, but don't worry about that. But yeah, button skip is another like do or die trick at high level. Alright, now we're doing a trick called Mermaid Clip. I got first try. That one's just kind of lotto whether or not it works. It usually works within like 1 or 3 pumps. I have to remember which route I'm doing. Going in here? Going here. Let's go. And yeah, please enjoy the gourmet submarine jams. Alright, remember I said to do more money grinding? Well, now's the time. Well, not exactly right now. Do a little bit of money grinding now. I do not have... Yeah, that's right, you don't have the key. That's right, that's right. It's 80%, it's 80%. Not 100%. We go here. We're gonna do chopsticks. We try and walk along the chopstick. One of the more precise movement platforming things you have to do in the game. Take out these guys, the fire Rio, which does more damage than a normal Rio. Spawn the key. That's another defeat all. Go do reverse chopsticks. I'm supposed to not go this way, but we're gonna go this way instead. Because now you do all the money grinding in here, like it's like different how you approach gourmet sub in like every category. But yeah, we're mostly doing the right thing. Let's just get the key now before we forget. There we go. Alright, now we can just focus on the grind. Alright, so we're gonna grind up to about 800 here. This money grind is definitely harder than the one in Owedo. It took a while to actually like practice it enough that it would save time over an Owedo grind, but if done optimally, it saves like 4 or 5 seconds over a good Owedo grind. And yeah, not too much to say here. I suspect the reason why this faster grind method was not discovered until pretty recently, maybe like in the last, was it 2 years ago, was because on emulator for this game, for whatever reason, every screen has like a 2-second longer load time. So because you're loading so many screens rapidly when doing this farming method, in a task it would probably not be faster because of the additional load times. And that's just because N64 emulation is bad. I hope one day N64 emulation can be as good as it is for other games, just to make speedrunning science easier. Because right now it's a struggle. We don't even need that. Let's just go. Let's go. Got a little bit of extra spending cash, you know, just in case I need it. No, I'm just gonna do switch the eye here. Not gonna feel myself too hard. Oh, we fell off. Optimally, I'd be Ebby here, but you don't gotta worry about that. Alright, so now we essentially beat Gourmet Sub. There may or may not be a boss, depending on if I can hit the frame. So I'm gonna be going for 3 tech skips here. The first one saves about 3 seconds, maybe 3.5 seconds. Second one saves like 4.5-ish, maybe. And the third tech skip saves 4.5 minutes. So, you know, about equally weighted. Is that too early? No, we got the first one, okay. So you may or may not be seeing an extra boss fight. But the estimate assumes we fight all bosses. So yeah, if you're running this game... Oh, we got the second one. If you're running this game with saving and all that, this is the absolute do or die trick. It's just kind of not good. Well, let's do it. Oh my god, did I get it? I think I got it. I got it! Let's go! Alright, skipped a 4-minute boss fight. Oh, uh-oh. My monitor? Okay, monitor's fine. Monitor's fine. You can't keep getting away with... Oh, that's right, I'm in Festival. That's right, okay. So, the way this trick works, and I'm gonna have very little time to explain it. This is a trick I found on accident when making 100% saves. The way the game works is, you're skipping a dialogue trigger, which updates your location to be Gourmet Submarine. So if you skip that, you get access to the save prompt, which saves everything you've done, but you actually go back to the last location you saved, which for us in this marathon was Festival Village. So I now have everything I needed to from the dungeon, which was the story trigger to get the miracle item, which was the first dialogue we had with the dude in the submarine. But yeah, you're supposed to fight do an impact fight. It's an awesome song, but none of that here. Alright, now we're going to talk to Benkei, who we skipped earlier in order to get a story trigger. Now this is going to be like a long town sequence. I did have to write down just to make absolutely sure which order in which to do the town stuff. It's actually kind of insane. Not only did I get the one that saves 1 trillion years, I even got the other 2. Honestly, this is one of those games where it's like, you kind of don't want to like over practice or like psych yourself out. Like, you know, people talk about the mental game speedrunning a lot, right? But I feel like for this game, more than anything, it's super important, because if you're even like a little bit off, you're not going to hit any of the frames. You can't PB, like if you don't get Taisama skip, you run the category with Taisama skip. So sometimes it's just, you know, better just like chill, just let it take over, let the frames feel themselves. And I guess it worked out. Now I'm doing this, yeah. Okay. So I talked a little bit about mini Abyssmar. Now we're gonna finally do the mini game. in order to get the access to the most powerful glitch technique in the run, pretty much. So this minigame is not easy. You have to collect 8 sweets, but the position where the sweets spawn is random. This is not good. When the sweets spawn, though, is not random. They always spawn at like 8-second intervals, I believe it is. So the only thing that actually matters is grabbing the last sweet as soon as possible. Which again, you have no idea where it's gonna spawn. And you have to, obviously, not get caught by the Mr. Saturn in the background. Have ever lots of good runs to the wire? Oh yeah, absolutely. Everyone that's run this game has. But I mean, you know, it's just another BS thing in the run, in a whole string of BS things. So it's like, you know, it's whatever. Game's soft, lot, nothing you can do. Couldn't hit the frame that stays 4.5 minutes. It's just, you know, it's all whatever. Anyways, we won the game. So now we have access to Abyss Tomorrow's slide, which will let us go through pretty much any wall in the game. And allows you to skip a lot of stuff. Allows us to skip a 4th character even you're supposed to get. And we'll be using it coming up right away. So yeah, you've seen, I think it's the first time you're really seeing Abyss Tomorrow, right? You've seen a lot of Goemon, a little bit of Yai. But now Abyss Tomorrow is kind of the star of the show. Because it turns out going through walls is pretty good. Alright. The Abyss Tomorrow slide technique is also not easy. It took me a few days to learn and many months, if not years, to master. You'll not be seeing every slide performed first try. It's impossible. No one's ever had a run where every slide is first try, like executed. And sometimes you just don't clip through the wall anyways. Because again, like the thing about this game is that I'm probably, other than Match, the taster, I'm probably like the premier scientist for this game, which is probably not a good sign considering I don't really have any, like, you know, in-depth knowledge of coding or passing or anything like that. It's just me messing around in emulator for hours on end. Now we're gonna talk to this Kappa. He's gonna give us the Miracle Snow. Like I said, we got the story trigger from the Gourmet Submarine earlier, and this is one of the 4 miracle items. This is basically like the reward you get from beating Gourmet Sub, and you have to give him the high quality cucumber, which is why we went through the wall earlier and had to pay $800 for, which is also why you grind for all that money. And now we're gonna head to Festival Temple Castle through the Zazen area. That's right, it's not 100%. You have to go through this door because I'm beating ghost toys yet. That's right, that's right, that's right. It's also not low percent. Right, okay. Alright, now we're coming up on Lottery Road. 3 Mokri slashes back to back to back. I hope I remember the setups. Alright, that was a bad angle, but we kind of got a little bit of a slash. We are going to have to get some height here, though. Or just do this strategy, which is way less stupid. Alright, let's do that. All good. Go, yeah, go. There we go. Very, very, very small chance I get stuck on the door frame here in soft lock. Very small chance. Alright, we got the slash. 3rd try. I keep forgetting where to put my Yai for that one. But fortunately, you have multiple tries of that one, because you just, like, inch into the frame. Basically, you're getting popped up and pressing the attack button in the same frame. That's what caused you to get the Mokri slash. I think it's right here. Alright, we got it. That was a very, very, very jank 3 for 3, but we technically got all 3 frames. And now we're going to do the Superman to finish things off. Where you slide onto a slope, and this allows you to take a better line towards the entrance of Festival Temple Castle. It's a fan favorite trick. Gotta remember to untransform there. If you try and jump, by the way, without untransforming, your Ebby will float up into the sky infinitely, and it's It's a soft lock, you might imagine. Basically, every mistake you make in this game is a soft lock or a humongous time loss. You know, if you just put in millions and trillions of hours, you know, it's not that bad, really. Really. So we're walking through this cave. I am holding down map glitch right now, so I don't have to blow up the door with Sasuke. Those are the 4th characters we're not going to be getting. But even if I forgot, I could just slide in through the door. And yeah, now we'll be making our way towards, through Festival Temple Castle. Pretty short dungeon. It has some very critical tricks, though. Slide the wall here, slide across this gap. It is possible to jump across the gap without a slide. It's what's known as YOLO jump. But I don't go for that. I don't know anyone that goes for that unless you're like, you really need like the 2-second time save or whatever. Because if you fall down, the backup strats that go out of bounds and lose like 30 seconds or something. Also, I'm supposed to be taking damage, aren't I? That's right, because I got Taisama skip. I guess well, no, it's a marathon run. I won't take a lot of damage. I'll be doing some death warps in the next dungeon. And optimally, I'd be getting hit here, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, yeah, we're like already halfway through the dungeon pretty much. This next room is kind of tricky. I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna be going through the wall. I'm gonna be setting myself up to do a flutter to try and make it to the top of Festival Temple Castle, the kite room. And this trick can be kind of hard. Alright, we are gonna make first cycle if I don't beef it. Okay. It's gonna be second try. You have to slide onto the ladder. Okay, I jumped really early there. Are we okay? I think we're okay. It's possible to like get stuck on the ladder and you have to get an enemy to damage you to break out of the soft lock, because you're just like sliding onto the ladder forever. It looks really funny, but it does lose the entire run. So you kind of have to like make sure you have the correct angle going into that. All right, now we're at the boss. So for this boss, you're supposed to reflect the plates back at the boss. We're just gonna slide in and damage the boss directly, and have to be very careful not to do too much damage to the boss, otherwise the boss's health overflows, underflows, one of those two. But hopefully we get in there easy. This is also kind of a hard part of the run. All right, we're in. Now how's the height? It's good. 1. Remember, I can't do too much damage to the boss. 2. 3. Okay. Because the Fire Rio does 3 damage, you can't just finish off with another Fire Rio. You have to do a normal attack. The Fire Rio does 3 damage. Normal attacks do 1. That was a good fight. By the way, I should mention, knock on wood. This is, I think the estimate that was given is an hour 30. We're gonna go way, way, way under estimate if I don't beat this. So maybe you just get prepared for that. Look at the Miracle Star, 3rd miracle item. Tech skip here. Nah, too late. This one saves a little bit, maybe like 5-6 seconds or whatever. Yeah, I'm like amazed at how this run's going. Hopefully the commentary's been going okay. Again, I've just mostly been spacing out, just talk about whatever. But I feel like it's going well. I feel like we're gaming. This is Kitty Lily. She's one of the 2 main antagonists of the game. She's an Ojasama, does the oh-ho-ho laugh. You're supposed to do this dungeon 3rd. Yeah, well, I guess we're also doing it 3rd. Yeah, that's right. And we'll be doing one dungeon immediately after this one. It's supposed to be the 2nd dungeon. And I will be, saving here for safety. we're here. We're going to, yeah, Tosa. Yeah, so back-to-back dungeons here pretty much. I'm going to be doing the last Mockery Slash of the run. Yeah, because I'm not going to be going for the other one before musical. This one doesn't save a whole lot though, so I won't be retrying it if I don't get it. I think you do this. Put your Ebby right there. I did not get it actually, okay. That was me just missing the frame. The setup looked pretty good though. But it would just take you closer to this cubby. It only saves like maybe 6-7 seconds or something. And so like, I just expect to get all the Mockery Slashes now. I'm just playing so nice. But not a big deal. Mini Ebby is absolutely required in order to access this part right here. Wait out the balls, just be safe. I guess I'll take damage. Everyone goes toys. This is the room where Fire Rio is 100% required to progress. You cannot light these torches otherwise. You also can't light the torches if you fire too early. And now we're going through the wall here to get the camera, another required item. Get the key. Alright, cat can be skipper? Can be skipper. Alright, let's go. And we're gonna play the crane game. Looks pretty good. In some categories, you would slide through the wall here. You see those these jars? These contain a lot of money, so it's really good for fixing the money wrap. But the way the any percent works out specifically, the money is useless at this point. The crane reminds me of Czar, the best runner of this game. The guy's been playing this for like over a decade. Really good runner. It's really good at the game. Yeah. Has the world record in the category I'm running right now, which is 8% with Taisama skip. Has the record in normal 8%. And it's gonna be coming back to Hundo soon. You're supposed to go through this wall here. It's quite taxing. Alright, we did it. And... Alright, here we go. I think about Abyssomara slides that I forgot to mention is, so sometimes you just don't clip through the wall. It's not fully understood why. But there's a technique known as guaranteed setup where you press yourself up against the wall and then move very slightly away from it. And then that's guaranteed to go through the wall as long as you execute it correctly. But again, actual execution of the slides is a little bit tricky. Yeah. We do another defeat all here. This is why, one of the reasons why the camera is required. There's no way to take out these ghosts, which give you a key. If you don't have the key, you cannot progress with the dungeon to get the miracle item. So like I said earlier, we're going for a death warp coming up. It doesn't really save that much. Maybe like 5-6 seconds or something. Especially when you factor in all the damages you have to take. Because we save and reset after getting Taisama skip, our health was reset to 5, which honestly makes the health routing a lot more annoying because you have to find spots to take damage that are kind of unintuitive. That's something Zara messed around with a lot when he's running this category. It's like, where do I actually take damage optimally? Now you do a save and reset. Alright, here I'm gonna... Oh, camera's going nuts. I think you do it right here. Here? Here? There we go. Slash on the rope. Skips having to slide through the water. I have a lot of health, so we're gonna sit here. I'm gonna take a drink of water in real life. And in the game, I guess. And that skips having to walk back through the room. Also, because I held map glitch, I would not be able to go through the door. Because the game would soft lock. Unless I like slid behind the door, because for some reason there's a second entrance behind that door. But don't worry about that though. Yeah, we want to err on having too much health here. Yes, that's okay. No, got hit anyways. Alright, second defeat all. Again, the camera's required. Spawn to the key. This is one of the more honest dungeons in the run, other than Oedo. You do end up playing most of it. You still skip a few rooms, but... Alright, for the fans, we'll get the Yai Crawl, since I wait around this top cycle anyways. I did a lot of spins there. A lot of crawls. Hope we're good here. Camera's going nuts. Alright, we are going to wait this cycle. Because I messed around too much. Ideally, you just, you Rio hover from the top without making the cycle. Didn't lose too much, though. Yeah, let's err on having too much health. I'm still gonna get a D-boost here, though. Coming up will be the Invisible Floor Room, which is a good room because, I've been playing this game for 8 years, and I still haven't memorized the location of where the platforms are. So I have to do like a safer strat so I don't fall in too many times, and even then I still fall in through the floor a lot. And here you would be able to map glitch to skip the jump rope spawning, but I'm gonna skip that so I have more health, just in case. And also because, well, not because I have more health, but because if you mess up going into the loading zone, it's a soft lock, so. And rather not soft lock, you know, after playing for like, what, 10 minutes of that save? Yeah, it's not for health, it's to avoid a soft lock. And coming up next will be billiards. This is a very technical room. There's a new strat that was found by Karain. I'll see if I can get it, but... You must defeat the billiard balls in the correct order. As soon as I hit this 8-ball, it was kind of okay until the 8-ball. It was acceptable. All right, health looks good. That's why I opted to have more health. Now we're getting the last key of the dungeon now. And again, because we're dying to reset the room, we can hold map glitch. If I were to like walk back while holding map glitch and try and leave the room normally, it's just a soft lock. The door opens, you can't transition to the next room. There's a slide here I'm supposed to go for, which saves like, what, 3 seconds, but I didn't do it in 100%, so I guess I decide not to do it right now. That's what my hand said to do, so we're not gonna do that slide that saves nothing. And we're gonna fight the boss instead. They take another drink of water. Alright, so this boss is Darimanu. You must use the camera at the start of the fight in order to make the boss vulnerable. And this one's all about trying to maximize your hits per cycle. Basically, I'm going to hit the boss and he's going to be invincible for a little bit. But if you're really good, you can try and get multiple hits per cycle. I'll switch to Goemon here because he has the best weapon, which makes hitting the boss a lot easier. All characters in the game do the same damage. They have very similar stats overall. It's mostly just like weapon types and abilities and specials and all that. So far, so good. That's one of the harder ones right there. Oh, also this boss can sometimes shoot out duds. Like right there, where the bomb does not explode. That's one of the very few RNG components of the run. If you get a lot of duds, you can save, I don't know, maybe like 2 or 3 seconds. Well, it's like maybe 2 seconds per dud if you're able to react properly. And just like that, we have all 4 miracle items, which means we can go to the end of the game whenever we so choose. This is Spring Breeze dancing, the primary antagonist of the game. He's laughing at us, he's getting our name wrong. I forget what exactly he's talking about here, but he's probably talking mad smack. We're gonna go beat him down in the last dungeon coming up. No tech skips here. Well, technically there is a tech skip, which saves maybe like 1 or 2 seconds that no one goes for, because the visual cue is really annoying. And I'm not gonna go for it even if I wanted to. It would skip the save prompt, I think. I want that to be safe. Final toast the song. Alright, I had confidence in that warp. That's the last warp in the run. So this is where all the routes meet up, pretty much. You go to musical and you just do musical, last dungeon. Well, I guess in 100% you gotta get some items, but it's gonna take us a little bit to walk there, though. This is the closest warp location. Excuse me. I'd say there's maybe 15 or so minutes left of game. Yeah, on pretty good pace. Actually, isn't a good musical 10 minutes? No. Maybe? Maybe. Maybe less than that. Yeah, run's almost over. So there's a Mokiri Slash we can do here, but the setup for it's kind of bad. It's pretty easy to go out of bounds. And this is a new one because normally the impact dialogue would be here, but because I got Taisama skip, it's not here. We'll be going for that one. There we go, Swapple getting speed on the slope. One last, oh no, second to last save prompt. This one only appears if you have a controller pack plugged in. When you had to switch to saving and quitting to go as fast as possible with Taisamba skip, you had to eat 2 extra save prompts. That's one of them, costs about 2 seconds each. It's good for us though, it's another save, just in case we beef it. I do have 0 lives, but it's extremely unlikely that I die to health loss in musical. It's far more likely I die due to Mac glitching the wrong room or something. Or getting some never before seen soft lock, rather than actually die to health loss. Yeah, Musical Castle's got the jams, it's got a lot of slides as well. A lot of slides. Because the slide is such a technical input, like if you're on pace on the run of your life, this is like so difficult. Because even like, you know, your left hand shaking, you can't do the proper like tilt of the analog stick to get the Abyssumara slide. You gotta do like what, 10 times or something? Pretty nerve-wracking. This is the only part of the run that I'd say it's easier in Hundo because you can skip a few slides because you have another character that can super jump. Yeah, Musical Castle on pace is really nerve-wracking. So yeah, going through the dungeon, getting keys, skipping some stuff. I should be swapping to Evie here. This is a slide that always owns Zarin runs. I never had too many issues with it. We got it. That's one of the few slides you can't use guaranteed setup for because you can't press yourself up against the wall because there's water there, which moves you away from the wall. But coming up next is the cubby. This is a room that pretty much only I struggle with. Everyone else in that runs this game is like decent at the cubby, but something always goes wrong for me in this room. Gonna get the slide. The slide. We'll get it eventually. Alright. It's very easy to go out of bounds, it's very easy to re-enter the door. It's very easy to... Well, it's not very easy to not get the slide. There's a lot of nuance to that trick, and it feels like no matter what run I do, every single run, every PB I have, I always beef it somehow. Honestly, that was not even close to the worst thing that's happened to me in the cubby room. It's taking a while to get the slide. Alright, second half of musical. Slide through the hedge. This trick only saves like 3 seconds. It's already not time positive compared to the safe strat. There we go. You have to do guaranteed setup for that one. I guess I should mention that if you're doing more than one slide in a room, it's pretty likely the second one won't clip, which is why I have to do guaranteed setup for that one, which is more of a precise input. But that would not be time positive, a real run. I don't know what that angle was, but that's not the angle I normally do for that slide. That's the last slide in the run, though. So we're good. Yeah, this is my favorite song in the game, Musical Castle 3 song. I'm switching to Yai here to have a better visual cue for the last trick in the game, pretty much, which is Musical Castle Tech Skip, which is the tech skip that saves the, well, other than Taisama skip, the tech skip that saves the most time at around 20-25 seconds. And you might think that's a lot of time, right? It's like, yeah. It's very easy to get a very, very good run, play extremely well the entire run, maybe not perfectly, and then not get the very last tech skip, lose 25 seconds, like, well, guess I just can't PB now. All right, let's go for it. Did I get it? I think I got it. All right, we got it. Let's go. This run was honestly extremely good. Other than, you know, some weird move mistakes and safety strats. Like, the amount of frames and tricks I hit is actually insane. I think the only... Oh, hold on. Excuse me. My stage! Gorgeous! My stage! There we go. I always like to sing that when I get the tech skip, but I was singing it anyways for the marathon. It's like, well, I didn't get the tech skip. I shouldn't talk over this. Excuse me. Stage. I didn't get the tech skip after Festival Temple Castle, and I didn't get the Mokuri going into Ghost Toys, but other than that, and I guess button skip was third try. But like in terms of frames, this run was extreme. Well, and I also, the first two of Lottery Road were kind of jank and didn't really save too much. But I was actually able to show off most of the tricks in this game. It's pretty awesome for a marathon run. This is the first time I've ever run Goemon any type of like no reset marathon setting, so. All right, now finally, here at the very end of the game, we're gonna have the very first Impact song, and also the very last Impact song. I don't wanna talk over this either. Yeah, run's cooked. Dash dash. All right, so yeah, this is the runway sequence, the impact fight. You're supposed to do this to build up health and build up Rio. It doesn't really matter. Honestly, the impact fights are the easiest part of the run, but you know, here at the end of the game, especially the first impact fights, it's kind of easy to choke. But like, if you hit musical tech skip, you're basically like, you're on the run. it's somewhat possible to get unlucky on the position of the Peach ships in the first phase of the final boss. But yeah, we're in there. Let's talk about, yeah, but just 2 more bosses left and we're good to go. There's probably a lot of other things I should have talked about during this run that I forgot to talk about. But our time playing Goemon's almost at an end. Spin the head around for fun. By holding down R and pressing C right. Alright, so the objective here is going to fire a lot of Rio into the center of the boss, take out the Peach ships so the boss opens up. You have to mash pretty hard. This is like the biggest mashing thing of the entire run. And you have to mash the Z button, so let's try and do that. That was a pretty good mash, but hold up. I think that's all of them. Alright, we should be good. If you don't take out every Peach ship, it's very scary. It's very easy to lose like 40 plus seconds by having to do another cycle on this boss. So glad we're through that. And we have one last boss. It's gonna look kind of hard. You gotta chain infinite punches. I think is the canon name, or Aura's. I forget the real name. But the window is pretty huge. I don't even know how large it is. In Goemon terms, it might as well be like a 3-year window. So we're gonna hook the boss once with the chain pipe and just punch him till he's dead. That's it. Ooh, good RNG. I guess I forgot the punches, the small punches too. Yeah, this is extremely easy. If you're ever watching a run, it's like, oh man, hope he doesn't drop it. You only drop it if you're bad. Alright, GG. I think this might... Is this the fastest run ever done a marathon? It might be, in a no reset setting. This is that's a 111, I'm pretty sure. This is gonna be very close to my 80% run without Tai Samba skip, actually. So timing's gonna stop when, well, I guess I'm controlling the timer, that's right. Timing's gonna stop when it fades to white. This is a very, very, very good run for not putting... Honestly, like, I feel like the no practice helped, you know? It's one of those situations. Don't over-prepare, just feel it. I guess I'll let the bosses talk. I was gonna talk about the musical performance they did, but whatever. The point is we beat their asses. Yeah, it's extremely proud of this run. We didn't get everything, but we got a lot of stuff. Oh, is it gonna be 111.57? Oh, it's gonna be so close. What, we actually tied my PB without Tai, like, we obviously we got Tai Samba skip, but my PB without Tai Samba skip is 111.57, so we exactly tied my no save and quit time. So that's pretty funny. With all the safety saves, you know, forgetting where to go sometimes, pretty insane. But yeah, Tai Samba skip saves a lot of time, who'd have thought? Yeah, these credits are pretty awesome, but I know, I think the marathon's running behind. So I just say, yeah, thanks for having me. It was a lot of fun. I think I did a good job. Hopefully I didn't say anything too incriminating or offensive. And this game's really good. If you haven't played it, I recommend playing it. Speedrun's really awesome, unless you try and grind at a high level, in which case it's impossible. And, yeah, game owns. The ending goes on for a long time. I would like it if we could at least watch until the Nahuna. So this like little sequence here. And and then maybe a cut after. Is there anything else I need to say? Let it rock? Alright. You can see Sasuke here in the cutscene, the character we skipped. What? I guess I could do shoutouts. Shouts to Czar, Nyron, Shaft, Match, Green Bomber in the chat. I think I saw anyone that's ever run this game. It's a very, very hard run, and like, you know, the community isn't like enormous, so you gotta be like really dedicated to this game and really love the game. Yeah, shouts to the Juice, RPC. Because like it requires so much time to get good. Like, you know, way more than like maybe more popular games or games that have like larger communities. So anyone that runs this game truly likes MNSG and is worthy of respect. And I guess talking about the story, basically we saved Japan. We stopped it from being a Western show. And now we think we're gonna get congratulated by these girls. But like right now they're like, oh, I wonder if they want my autograph. Yeah. The big twist of the game is that the citizens of Japan actually like the Western invaders. They like being turned into a giant performance. So they're actually upset at us for getting rid of Spring Breeze Dancing and Kitty Lily. So now we're the bad guys. A truly compelling story. Yeah, these credits go on for a while, and they're not as interesting as the Nahuna song. So yeah, feel free to cut me out. I had a great time, and good luck with the rest of the marathon. Raise $1 million, and hopefully you succeed in the goal, because last thing anyone wants to do is go back to New Jersey. So yeah, thanks and bye. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Goemon owns. Support Canada-a-Thon, etc.